Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about some huge news for Microsoft stock. Now, obviously, a lot of you know already, there has been the conversation about Microsoft potentially buying the TikTok app, which is really popular among Zoomers and just many people in the United States as well. But the one problem with that recently has been with President Trump talking about the Chinese government spyware on that app and how they're trying to gather so much data from all of us in America. So there is that risk with TikTok. Even I personally deleted my TikTok app a few weeks ago. I actually love the app. Yeah, there's some cringy stuff on there as well, but there's also a lot of really cool content, funny content, and just generally cool videos on there as well, and a lot of good music too. But as much as I like the app, even I deleted it a few weeks ago over security concerns. So that is one of the major issues with a potential acquisition of TikTok right now. But one of the things that I was saying in one of my previous videos is that if somehow we could eliminate those security concerns with TikTok, then I think TikTok would be an awesome acquisition for Microsoft. I think it's exactly what Microsoft needs. Right now, Microsoft has a little bit of an archaic approach to their marketing and, of course, their targeted audiences. So I think this potential acquisition of TikTok would be really beneficial for Microsoft because we all know that Microsoft has an older consumer base. And when you look at their marketing and their advertisements and things like that, aside from the Xbox and maybe a few other devices, a lot of their marketing is directed towards like the older audience, and they don't have that younger target audience like you see with Apple or many of these other companies out here as well. Even though Tesla is directed at only people that can drive, they still have a pretty young target audience and know how to appeal to that audience base. So I think the acquisition of TikTok could be absolutely huge for Microsoft. And we just got a recent piece of news released about this. So as always, if you do enjoy these videos where I talk about various stocks in my portfolio and of course news for stocks as well, then please make sure to smash that like button. It really does help me out and I greatly appreciate it. But like I said, the last thing that we heard on Microsoft stock was that President Trump said he would sign an executive order banning it as early as Saturday. And then after that was announced and nothing really happened, the app wasn't banned on Saturday or Sunday, Microsoft then announced that they were pulling back on that potential deal. And then today we got another news piece as well in follow-up to that. So let's go ahead and check out this article from Yahoo Finance. So this article states, Trump says TikTok must sell US arm by September 15th or close. And this is of course by authors Justin Sink, Shelley Banjo, and Dina Bass Bloomberg. So as always, thank you all for the information. But let's get into this article. As it starts out right here, it says, President Donald Trump said TikTok will have to close in the U.S. by September 15th unless there's a deal to sell the social network's domestic operations to Microsoft Corporation or another U.S. company. So, as we were talking about earlier, that was kind of the issue with Microsoft. Microsoft didn't want to buy a company that was going to be banned pretty much right after their purchase. So that's why they initially pulled back on that deal until they got some more clarity. And so now it is being announced that President Trump is okay with Microsoft buying the U.S. operations of that company, or if another company is interested as well, then he says that's okay also. So now it's really looking positive for Microsoft in terms of if they want to make this purchase, they can. So I think this would be a huge move for Microsoft. Honestly, I think they would be crazy not to do it now that they have the option. The only bad thing is the deal is now out in the open. So if another company has the money and wants to get an acquisition, then they could try and compete with Microsoft right now. They could try and maybe throw in a higher number than Microsoft. So I think Microsoft should take this deal if it's okay with Trump and it's okay with everybody else, people like TikTok. And if there's not a data issue of data being taken and used for the Chinese government, then I'm all on board with this as long as we have control over what data is being recorded on the people using the app. So I think Microsoft would do a pretty solid job with that. Honestly, the best thing I think Microsoft could do would be to just let TikTok continue as it has been in terms of just the layout, the content, and algorithms and things like that. I don't think Microsoft should try and put its hands in there too much and try to control it because so far it's been really effective in getting a lot of people over onto that platform. I think it's pretty much perfect how it is. I don't believe anything should be fundamentally changed in terms of like the outlook, the interface, the platform. So honestly, I say that Microsoft just acquires this, of course, get some new new employees as well. But in terms of needing to change anything, they need to leave it just how it is, because that's exactly what they need, a platform that has a younger target audience compared to what Microsoft is used to. So I just don't want to see Microsoft using their older marketing tactics with this new acquisition. I don't want them to change too much because I think it's pretty solid how it is. So let's go ahead and check out the rest of this article. It also states that Trump also said the federal government will have to be paid a substantial amount of money as part of any deal. And he states, I don't mind whether it's Microsoft or someone else, a big company, a secure company, a very American company buys it, Trump told reporters at the White House on Monday. It'll close down on September 15th unless Microsoft or somebody else is able to buy it and work out a deal, an appropriate deal, so the Treasury of the United States gets a lot of money. It then states Trump set off a furious scramble over the fate of the Chinese-owned app on Friday when he said he would ban the company's operations through an executive action on Saturday, but the weekend passed without any official move from the White House after the president spoke with Microsoft Chief Executive Officer Satya Nadella about his company's efforts to purchase the viral video application. So I don't think that's something that I mentioned previously in this video as well, but Trump did speak with the CEO of Microsoft, so I'm assuming they had a very constructive discussion, and I'm pretty sure as well Satya Nadella assured him with some things as well and reinforced the fact that they're all about security and safety. That's a pretty predictable conversation. And then it says right here, Microsoft said in a blog post that it was aiming to complete a deal for TikTok's operation in the US, as well as in Canada, Australia, and New Zealand, no later than September 15th. So as we see earlier, when Trump references this September 15th date, he's going along that timeline of what Microsoft was looking at. So I do like the fact they're trying to work with these companies and try to make something happen rather than just simply banning the app. And then it says right here, the White House had insisted upon that deadline. According to people familiar with the matter, it could prove an uphill climb with key details for the deal, including price, still not worked out, people familiar with the discussion said. And then it also states Trump told reporters on Monday, whatever the price is, that goes to whoever owns it, because I guess it's China essentially more than anything else. I said a very substantial portion of that price is going to have to come into the Treasury of the United States. And then it also mentions that Trump questioned who would get the rights to the company's name if TikTok is owned by two different companies, and he stated, my personal opinion was that they would be better off buying the whole thing rather than buying 30% of it. Trump said, I think buying 30% is complicated. And then this article does a pretty solid job of explaining the security concerns as well. It states that the White House has said it's concerned that the TikTok's parent company ByteDance could be compelled to hand over American users' data to Beijing or use the app to influence the 165 million Americans and more than 2 billion users globally that have downloaded it. And then it also discusses like the pressure between the upcoming election and China. And also it states that Trump said on Monday that TikTok can't be controlled for security reasons by China, too big, too invasive, and it can't be. And then it also discusses the Microsoft pledge here as well, which I think is very important and relevant to this topic. It states in its blog post, Microsoft pledged to add more security, privacy, and digital safety protections to the TikTok app and ensure that all private data of Americans can be transferred back to the US and deleted from servers outside the country. The company also said that it may invite other American investors to take minority stakes in the company. And then Microsoft also released a statement stating, Microsoft fully appreciates the importance of addressing the president's concerns. It is committed to acquiring TikTok subject to a complete security review and providing proper economic benefits to the United States, including the United States Treasury. So with this statement right here, it does sort of represent what you can kind of make inferences on from the talk between President Trump and the CEO of Microsoft known as Satya Nadella. So this article does mention the security concerns with TikTok, but it also emphasizes the Microsoft pledge in which Microsoft is talking about basically getting a complete review of the app and everything inside and out to make sure that that security is there. And they also put a huge emphasis on ensuring the security and privacy of Americans. So that's just another aspect of this topic where Microsoft really wants to emphasize that they are a company that is all for security, similar to what Apple is known for as well. Apple is huge on security. That's something everyone knows and values about Apple. So that's where the article basically ends right there. Yes, it talks about the security concerns a little bit, but we've already discussed that in this video and in previous videos. So I would love to see Microsoft pick up this company. And one thing that I have been emphasizing in some of my videos, especially over the past few days, was that I thought this $204 price, it was basically like $201, $202, $203, $204. It went around that price tag for a while now this past month. Like even back on July 17th, July 16th, we had that similar price range of like $204. And I remember seeing this price and thinking, man, I wish I had some cash on the sidelines. And I even said in videos that this is a really good deal, in my opinion, with this $204 price tag with Microsoft and just this low $200 range, because I think Microsoft is one of the few undervalued companies in the stock market. Now, I'm not really sure about this price tag. I still think it's a solid buy for the long term for sure, but I was trying to emphasize in my previous videos that this $200, $204 price tag was a really good deal in my opinion. And if I had cash on the sidelines, I would have probably bought in. And you all know how much I've been wanting to put money into Tesla. So it would be a big deal for me to spend money on anything other than Tesla right now. But if I did have money on the sidelines, I would have definitely bought in at $204 and rounded it up to 200 shares. I mean, this company is one of the greatest companies in the stock market in my opinion. Just look at their earnings reports. All of the past quarters have beaten expectations, and they also provide dividends as well. That's another huge thing that I love about this company. And if you look at their growth chart, it's just slow, consistent growth. I mean, not even really slow when we're talking like 50% per year. So this is one of my favorite companies for sure, and it's why it's one of the largest holdings I own in the stock market. And it has performed very well for me so far. I'm at like plus 26%. So Microsoft is one of those that I love, along with Tesla and Apple. But I just want to do this quick little video for y'all. Hopefully you found it valuable. And as always, if you do appreciate these videos, make sure to drop a like on it. Definitely helps me out. But as always, feel free to check out my referral link in the description below if you'd like to sign up to Robinhood and Webull and make an account. And if you sign up with those links, then you'll get some free stocks, especially with Webull right now. You can get up to 60 free stocks depending on how much you deposit. But anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.